Hi, welcome to TargetedWest.com, and this is my 8th week and my 8th show to present to you. My name is DJ Chris. It's Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where my show is broadcast on preconferencecall.com, where you can call in and make comment. And the ID for that is Targeted West at preconferencecall.com. It is the 22nd of May. Everything's going crazy still. Gasoline's high. If you're watching this year's ahead, and the world's going crazy. There's a war, a monkeypox now, all sorts of stuff. Amazing. So anyway, here's the show. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm the man in the middle. I am apolitical. I'm not left or right wing. I'm not giving out violent spew. I'm not a terrorist domestically or anything. I'm an old man trying to figure out why he has voices in his head while I sit in my camper. Now for the show, right here. We talked about grounding last week, and I did some more research, and I can't pronounce the one word in Japanese, but in Japan in the 80s, they had a form of grounding where they went into the forest. And I don't know if you remember, but I talked about the fact that when I went to the forest at one time, that was the only time I got relief. And I found out why through my discovery. It's called forest bathing. Go look that up. You're probably on BitChute.com watching me, or if you're on the call and listening, that's great. It's forest bathing. I think it's Shinzen Yoku in Japanese. So check that out. The grounding has been working for me. I do it an hour or more a day. I feel completely different, like $1 million. It has reduced my telepathy by 30%. I posted that on my website, TargetedWest.com, and the info blog. I will sign, or I have actually printed out and had an affidavit made, which I need to have notarized for proof that that works for me, and it's free. I'm not selling anything or asking for money for a research project. You just go outside and take your shoes off and go walk on the lawn. That's all you got to do. Go stand on it. Go sit on it. Go outside. Get off your computer or your device, targeted or not. It works. It worked. I can go to bed now, and it doesn't entrain my head when they're talking to me, because they always get me in bed. But the volume is diminished to the point where it's not entraining me. The Schumann resonance that went into my body, which is 7.82 hertz, hopefully right now, it goes up and down. And it's taken my body over and got rid of the free radicals that are overwhelming my stress system. And it's helped me with inflammation and that sex bomb thing I get, which is diminished substantially. It helped me personally, and I attest to that fact. So, and then when I went to the forest, that was the only time I got relief. That's because it's called forest bathing. The trees, the forest, the ground, all that contributed to that euphoria I got. I felt euphoric. So that answered that conundrum. From the desk of Mac G, we have Super Soldiers. He was watching the X-Files, rewatching it, and they were discussing Super Soldiers. So I did some research and found out there's a new American security organization like PNAC, but this is, instead of a New American Century, it's a New American Security now, with a whole bunch of big people you wouldn't believe. I looked at the list of people, and it included who's who of neurotechnology and neurobiology and war technology. So it's very interesting to see that. I also did some more research and found out and posted it that France has already authorized modifying DNA and in humans to make them super soldiers. Now, the research I found commercially mostly is an exoskeleton that you put on your body that operates with different energies. They try and use your bioenergy to run it. and try and make it light. But on that website, they slightly blurted the fact that they wanted to do the human enhancement. And then I went and found the article that China and France has already signed on to biologically and through whatever means making humans that are super soldiers. Scary, huh? So that is real. Go on to my TI Club 3 Twitter account and you can see all the updates. I put that information and everything from the show notes goes there. I mentioned the new grounding blog. It's at TargetedWest.com and you can check it out. Hello, Victoria and Tranquility and everyone. Huggy Bear. All the people in here. Hello, Rana and Gertrude Ann, Victoria, MC Racer, Hannah, Banana, Hannah, Havana. And so I mentioned the grounding blog. Go check that out. And it discusses, what did I put? Oh yeah, I put I figured out how to do hyperlinks on my words, so I've upgraded my HTML knowledge. And you click on the word Schumann in the blog, and it'll take you to a person that describes how the Schumann resonance works in detail, fine detail. And like again, I'm going to keep rubbing this into your heads until you stubborn people listen. Grounding works. And you can ground in your house using grounding mats. And you can ground on the cement. So, get to it. If you're targeted or not, it doesn't matter. Get to it. The next one is game theory. And game theory is the mathematical version of the art of war. Art of war is psychological, but the game theory, which is used in business, war, and other things, is what they're using with us. John Nash and others discovered it. It's used quite a bit. It's quite complicated to discuss here on this call. And it's, like Brian too has discussed, it's non-cooperative game theory, which means you don't get a choice to play it. You're not cooperating in the game. So, and it's rigged against you. Of course it is. So you'll need to start researching on the game theory. I haven't found a book yet to learn more about it, so I can't be honest and discuss it clearly. So we'll go to the next subject. But please remember game theory. That game theory was mentioned in that book I talked about last week, the anonymous written book about quiet weapons, silent weapons for quiet wars. It was in there. They use game theory for breaking you down financially, getting you to buy things you don't want, playing against another component, see who wins the game, and you don't win because it's non-cooperative. The next one is a completely different subject, and this is about my spiritual friends, my Christian friends, my other interfaith friends and their faith, and my interfaith of believing that Mother Nature is my higher power and God made Earth, so there's my connection to God. And spirituality is being attacked right now. I can hear that on Celeste's show. She was talking about Dr. Evil, which I put them together. Spirituality is being attacked. They want to take your soul away. As Celeste has discussed, Dr. Evil is Dr. James Giordano, and I heard on another call that he's going to work with somebody to make a device to stop our targeting. So they want to take your soul, your will, your intent, and everything from you and strip you down and make you into an abiding worker bee that goes home and, I guess, plugs into a wall to recharge. They don't like spirituality or a higher power belief because they want you to believe in the Luciferian power system and their way of belief and their, their one-eyed government, which isn't your pineal gland either. It's their little eye, the all-seeing eye. But spirituality is bad for them. God's bad. They don't like that. This is the Luciferian group of secret society members at a very high level. That, as I've told you, the Illuminati infiltrated the Masons a long time ago. I think George Washington told everyone that, if you remember. And we talked about, Celeste Solum and Dr. Evil. She's got a video out I watched, and that man is very busy. I would not have him helping us with anything unless he really... No, I'll stand with no. Bless his heart, but no. Anyway, my name's DJ Chris. You're listening to Target West Show. It's Sunday night, and you can check me out at TargetedWest.com. Next subject matter in the monologue that will end here in 6 to 8 subjects, and then we'll go free on the mic, open mic, is the next subject is something that's happening to me lately. It's my coined phrase, neurocommerce. I'm getting neurocommerce and collections in my head. The neurocommerce, as I've said on my BitChute account, which you can go read the About section, I told you guys I'm getting advertisements for a fast food restaurant, a regular franchise restaurant, and a German car maker. That is no joke. They also asked me if I made my payment on a certain credit card that you can't leave home without, winky wink. Even though I make the payments, overpay. I owe $400. I'm going to pay it off and not use it again because they're criminals. This has been going on with that company forever, and I'm tired of it. You can't do that to people. It's neuro collection. Can you imagine going on your car payment? You got some voice in your head following you around at work. You got to make the payment. I mean, hey, you owe the money. Here comes the tow truck. Oh, beep, beep, beep. You're harassing you. That's what they're going to do. And neurocommerce, sell you stuff without your consent. I think we discussed targeted perps last week. That's copyrighted, my own term. That's for people who are targeted, who get pushed to the point where they become targeters or perps. They don't mean to intentionally do it, I don't think. I just don't think they're self-aware and mindful of that and need to work on that, because I see that a lot. And a lot of people saying, well, I've been targeted for this amount of time. Well, I've been targeted for this amount of time. And you don't seem to understand that my targeting is completely different from yours. Well, of course yours is different. Everybody's targeting is different. It's like a custom-made suit. Of course, it's generic templates, but it's customized for you. We had someone come on the calls and tell me not to talk about the cats, so I did a social experiment, and I put a picture of cats on my Twitter and got the most amount of clicks that you could ever get. It was the biggest deal, and I ended up hooking up with a famous actor's daughter who is now hooked up with my rescue group that takes care of the cats. And we got all the cats adopted. We got one more left. And then one came by yesterday, but I wasn't feeling one. I couldn't catch and ran off. But we don't have no more kittens. We're down to just the nitty-gritty, and one scheduled the cat for Spain, and so we're good to go. But the cat thing went viral, you know? I'm the contrarian. No matter what you tell me, I'm going to do the opposite. And for some weird cosmic reason in my silly little simpleton world, it seems to work for me. I forwarded gleaned a article from Targeted Justice. I believe it was Richard Lighthouse. Give him props for that. It's about cell phone towers and how they use beamforming, which takes 4 beam vertical bars, and they're all aimed in different directions, and they, of course, can use each section to direct a beam towards a subject, and that's a weapons technology. That's part of 5G. And I'm lucky to live out in the country where there's no 5G or anything, and so I'm good to go for that for right now. But that can be used as a weapon. Go check that out, Targeted Justice. Sign up for their newsletter. And you can read more about beam forming on cell towers. That would be for a directed energy weapon, I would assume, as they already have technology to speak in your head through cell towers, Gwen, even though my telepathy said they don't use Gwen anymore, but they said some people do, which means there's different groups in the syndicate of people that do this to us, the B2K and telepathy and the dreams. I also posted and updated the Cisco free networking class that I talked about a few episodes ago. I got little traction on it, and then right afterwards, a whole bunch of people got hacked. And I heard one on the call going on for 3 hours, and I couldn't get a word in. So I said, oh, well. So I put that back up. It's a free class. It's called Skills for All through Cisco Networking Academy. You get a digital badge when you complete the course and pass it, and it's free. So go to TargetedWest.com and go to the info blog and click on that neon Cisco sign and have at it. I put the link there. It's free. Don't you want to learn cybersecurity skills so you don't get hacked? Aren't you an activist or advocate or someone that uses your computer a lot and doesn't want it messed up, or your cell phone? Passwords are everything. Make sure those passwords are tightened up. That's very important. So that's back on the blog for you. And the next subject is I'm getting a modem sound in my right ear. This is new. It's on this side, and it sounds like a modem in my head. That's been going on for a while, and it's driving me nuts. The grounding reduced it, but I can still hear it. It's a modem sound. I don't know if anybody else gets that, but I'm getting it, and it's just in the right ear, okay? Oh, and this is my 8th video, and I keep forgetting to tell, if you're watching the video on BitChute, when someone else speaks and I'm not talking, the video switches to their screen, and you see a blank black screen with the marked out video, which means they don't have video on. So I'm sorry that does that. There's no way to stop it unless I stay in Q&A mode. So just ignore that, and it only happens when someone else talks. In a second I talk again, it comes back to normal. So just wanted to let you know. Last but not least on my monologue is the pineal gland, which is your third eye. Fluoride calcifies the third eye, and the U.S. is one of the only countries that puts fluoride in their water. Why is that? Because it dumbs you down. It doesn't give you individuality or creativity. It makes you a drone. And that is a known fact that the Nazis put a lot of fluoride in the water of the Jewish people, which made them docile and easy to control, and that's how they got in the gas chamber, was through fluoride. Fluoride is a poison, and it shuts off your pineal gland. And some of this, the ability to have your third eye open, or if it was open through drugs or through mishaps or through the fact that your third eye's always been open, you have the ability to be an empath, and your sixth sense is open. So we'll discuss the pineal gland more. I'm going to switch over now. This right here says open mic. So we're going to flip the page over, and I'm going to click over and let you guys talk. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Targeted West Sunday Show. And we're going to open. Feel free to unmute *6 to talk. Hello, everyone. How are you tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hello, Marcus.
Do you have a runny nose?
I have a runny nose because I have leftovers of COVID, yes.
Sorry, man.
And my hands are numb.
So what does a modem sound like?
Like the old days when you just dialed into AOL? The squealy sound?
I don't...
Well, it's
squealy.
Yeah, squealy modem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a modem in your hearing?
No.
Well, like the AOL sound, or like when you get a fax machine?
I don't want to imitate it because it's loud, but yeah, it's a modem sound that you when your handshake before you had dial-up. In the dial-up days, yeah. Oh, Name gets that. See, now I forgot to ask Name if so you're getting that. Is it in your right ear, Name? Is it in your right ear? By chance? Oh. Oh, I see a person. Hello, person. Is that you, Marcus? It is in her right ear, too. Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed. I don't know what the purpose of having that. I believe that's upload, download of the whatever they're doing to us. And Marcus, your camera's got to go down a little bit. You're on the bottom of the screen. There you go. Hey, there you are. Go ahead, HC. What's that?
So it's only in one ear for both of you, or probably others. So it's only in one ear. It's not in both ears. You only hear that
in my right ear.
In one ear.
It's in my right ear.
Interesting.
Oh, Havana has a appointment to see a neurologist, and I may need to see one because I'm having the neurology issues too.
Does anybody know if anybody ever went to see Dr. Hoffer after the holidays, like some people talked about? Like Sheila and some others were going to go together to see Dr. Hoffer after the holidays, but I haven't heard any more. Anybody know?
I haven't heard anything. Did I discuss the Schumann resonance earlier on open mic? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't have chips, so I don't need to go see Dr. Hoffer, but it's all good.
Well, doesn't Hoffer detect lesions on the brain from Havana direct energy weapon attacks?
Yeah, brain.
I'm sure she does, but I have somebody that could do that for me.
I think he's ear, nose, and throat and brain, isn't he, Marcus?
I don't know, but I've heard his name.
All those. You could be three of them, but not the fourth.
Well, but he is definitely.
I mean, just for a second, I thought it was a she, but yeah, but before you said that, I knew it was a he. But for some reason, I thought it was a she for a second.
No,
Dr.
it's
Hoffer.
a guy. Yeah, and he definitely deals in brain, but then others went to him. If you have ear damage too, I thought. That's why I thought he was ear, nose, and throat too.
Very good. Now, when people talk, please talk in paragraphs. And this call is about telepathy, dreams, V2K, gang stalking, which is COINTELPRO. I keep forgetting that word. Before Helen died, she yelled at us and she said, "Quit calling it gang stalking." So we should call gang stalking COINTELPRO.
I call it organized stalking with cyber criminals.
It is, or cause stalking, yes, whatever. Yeah, before she left the earth, she yelled at us, and you got to. Gang stalking sounds like gang members,
Yeah.
Doesn't make sound. Doesn't ring in the head. So does cause stalking?
Yeah.
Cause stalking sound okay, or would COINTELPRO sound
that would make sense. Neither one would make sense to the average.
That's the name that how we first learned about this criminal phenomenon was known as gang stalking.
Yeah, but you have to use terms that the public will understand.
Yeah, which is, she said just use stalking or cause stalking. Stalking does the trick, because gang sounds like You know, like Cheech and Chong are coming to get you.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we discussed that. And we talked about that. Oh, the next subject is Manchurian candidates. I think I was turned into one when I was younger, but I didn't follow through. And that was wild, and I won't talk about it, but I didn't break any laws. But, you know, they were going to try to get me to, and that was just when I first started going out to a certain bar in town. So they must have had the antennas on that parking lot and picked me up. And I also knew somebody in the Navy, so that could have been from that, too. And his name wasn't Davy, and he won't be in the Navy for the rest of his life, Marcus, you know. You didn't get that joke. And the microphone doesn't smell like a beer. So Manchurian Candidates, the movie, Frank Sinatra or Denzel Washington, go watch it. I think you'll learn some things. It discusses the dreams we're getting. Synthetic dreams. Chinese apparently have been manipulating dreams for 5,000 years or less. They've been around for a long time, by the way. What does that say? Why I don't use screens. You know how people always put screens up and always talking and they don't pay attention to the chat room, or I don't do any of that. The first reason I don't do it is I'm not coordinated enough. I'm trying to do this as raw as I can without screens and graphics and all that. Kind of like old school. And next step is neorhythm. Name has been talking about the neorhythm system in chat, and she'll discuss that and put the link in for neorhythm. And that is a technology that mimics the Schumann resonance and other frequencies that calm you and help you relax. And it's a headset you charge, you put it on, and there's the OmniPEMF.com. So it's OmniPEMF.com. I don't have one. I use the grounding in my feet, and it helps me. But sometimes you can't do that for certain reasons. So this would be a good option to calm you down. I don't know if it affects the targeting, but it makes you feel better so you can handle the targeting better, which I've noticed helps me. When I do things to make myself feel better, it helps me reflect. I don't know. He's already gotten on my. I don't know. Let's see what he did.
Yeah, that's what the Q wave does for me. I think it's called a Q wave or the Q link. As soon as I put it on, within minutes, I'm so much calmer. But that's what it's intended to do.
Setsa says I shave my. I did not. Hey, HC, Setsa's picking on me. He says I shave my legs. I've never shaved my legs, dude.
And it's also a waste of water, and it's nice to be a hairy man.
It is.
Well, I don't think that. Chris doesn't strike me as a leg shaver.
I was born hairless. Yes, my MacGyver chimed in to advise you guys. Yes, Mr. Set says. Oh, Mr. Set's is in the house, by the way. Yeah. This guy just shows up and. I don't know what to do with him, but give him a hug. Anyway, Occam's razor. Do you guys know what that means? Come on, you know what Occam's razor means?
Old school shit?
No, it's basically less is more. So when you talk and try to give your speech or your spiel, the shortest explanation and the clearest is always the best. That's Occam's razor. It's King Occam, whatever. It's a philosophy thing, if you're into philosophy. So less is more, you know, don't need to go on about your targeting. Get it condensed and specific and marketable and work on it. And we can be like the Toastmasters people and share our stories and get them really polished and really go out and give that information out. So, yeah, Occam's razor for the first time, you know, first is the first time that sticks in their head. Next one we'll talk about in a moment is continuation of government, COG. That was going on before 9/11. Hello, caller 00. Continuation of government was a Rumsfeld-Cheney thing. Rumsfeld's no longer with us. Bye-bye, Mr. Rumsfeld. Dick Cheney is still with us, and this is for you, Dick Cheney. Excuse me, Dick Cheney.
Well, my ex-wife used to say, we got Dick and Bush, now we're screwed.
She was right. They're the ones that started us on this. Dick Cheney told Kathy O'Brien not to smoke marijuana because he told Kathy O'Brien not to smoke marijuana because it breaks the mind control. Go ahead, HC. Too late. Okay, continuation of government. There she is. What?
To Marcus, that was funny.
I think it's funny. I'm looking at Marcus. He's got an orange shirt on.
It's red.
Oh. What do I know? Ooh, someone's walking in the yard next door.
But it looks orange on the camera. Isn't that weird?
It does look orange on the camera, yes. You do. It does. I can see that. And
but when I look straight down at it, it's pure red. But when I look in the camera, it's orange.
You know the coolest part, Marcus, is you're on camera, and the people that watch us on BitChute get to see you instead of that blank screen because nobody has their cameras on. So this is really making the show look good because I didn't know it would work. So I'm happy you got your camera going. You're a very handsome man, son. Next topic is our new book, the 120th book in our TI book club, 120. Can you dig it? I'll tell you about it in a moment. Do you guys want to talk? Open mic. I have to run the air, so if you hear that in the background, it's 92 here. I got to run the air conditioner, or I'm going to melt. Talks amongst yourselves. Open mic. Chill, relax. Set a spill. Take your shoes off and ground.
Well, I heard a grounding mat with aluminum, and you can put a banana plug into the regular AC plug outlet, just the bottom hole, not the top two skinny holes, and then run a wire from that and alligator clip to like an overlapped aluminum pad, and put your feet on it.
It'll work. You just need to get one of those little light things, the testers, and make sure the ground works on the plug. It's like $7, and you plug it in, and then if it says it's grounded, because if it's not grounded, you'll get a little zap. Your grounding mat will zap you. Seriously. Want to be zapped? Bzzz. You'd be a French fried Marcus. Oh, that's a good ringing to it. What's that? Oh, orange. I'm having an orange, so this is now mukbang. That means eating on camera. So the new TI book number 120 is Ramblings of a So-Called Schizophrenic by Michael Lutzer Schmidt, and it's his follow-up book to his first book, Extrajudicially Exterminated or something. I didn't read it yet, but I read this book, all 204 pages in one day, and it's pretty damn good. It's a great story, and he's very smooth, and I give it a 5, and I think you should check it out. So if you want to go buy the book, go to TI Club 3 over there at Twitter, and I've got it posted. You can click on it and buy the book. It's $4.99 for Kindle. It's a good read. It's just basically his story. He discusses a lot of subjects, his own opinions, of course. And that's his follow-up book. I read it. He and his wife bought a house and had mold in it, and his father is a mafia leader. A father-in-law runs a mafia or some weird thing, and the house had mold, and no one believed him, and he got sick from it, and so he ended up getting targeted because of it. So, and I'm gonna throw this away, so I don't know anything about this. The voices said the mercenaries are coming for me today, so I better throw my evidence away. Woo, there you go. Whoops, I'm sorry. Did you catch it? He's catching it. Okay, we're going to put that in the water. Thank you. We're going to put it in the water so it melts like Mission Impossible. And this video won't remain on free conference. It gets erased. And the only places is on BitChute. There's no American video anywhere. And I'm not an extremist or inciting violence. I'm an old man. And that ends your total monologue at 6:33. Talk amongst yourself. I see that Marcus is outside of his home with his camera. How is everybody doing?
How's your orange? What kind of orange is it?
What kind of orange is this, MacGyver? He says he don't know. Look. California navel. It's a California navel. Because I'm in California and it has a lot of fruits and vegetables.
I think Florida grows better oranges than California.
Yeah, but it's too far. You're gonna drive them all the way here with the gas prices, dude? You can't do that. We gotta grow them here.
But it's not like I've walked through every orchard in California and Florida and tasted every orange, you know? There might be, like, better oranges in California than Florida.
The best oranges were from my backyard, and I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead, HC.
I was just going to say, I think California, navel oranges from California are the best, but from Florida, I prefer the tangerines and the tangelos. But the oranges are better.
Never mind. Go ahead. Why did you get me to sing? Now everybody's going to cut the video off. They're going BitChute going, I thought this guy was going to talk technical. Now he's singing a stupid song. See what you did to me? I'm kidding. Yeah, they are really good, aren't they? I love oranges. They're very good for you, and they help your health and your immune system, so have at it. Less fast food, less processed food, more fruits and vegetables.
Hey, Chris, you should try, do you have a blender?
I do not have a blender.
Oh, maybe a beater or a mixer?
I'm in an RV. I don't have anything. And all my stuff is at the house. Oh, and by the way, people think I live in a camper. I have a house, too, that we all share with the old lady mom-in-law, and that's way down the street. Did you really want to hang out with an old lady? I don't. We go check on her and come back here. So, someone's going around telling me, oh, you need to get out of there. You're living in a camper. I don't live in a camper. I hang out in a camper. Misinformation. It's so funny people tell me I'm full of misinformation, but they're full of misinformation about me. Bless their hearts.
Well, if you have a fork, you could still beat an egg with it and mix some vanilla and some orange juice together, and maybe you can crush some ice in there and make an orange
Julius? That sounds good, Marcus. That's almost a complete breakfast.
Raw egg.
I'm not drinking. I'm not raw egg. And dude, really? With this food chain system, you're gonna eat a raw egg with the bird flu and everything? Okay, buddy. Aye, dude. Hey,
Well, I watched the show by Sir David Attenborough. about
still
eggs,
talking.
and the
See,
egg
we got
white
a
has all these
non-ETI. You got
antibacterial properties. So they don't, like, the egg doesn't let pathogens sneak into the yolk.
But I don't let Terrier on my back. Hello, Nancy. Yeah, I see the monkeypox thing in the news now. Now it's monkeypox. Can I please get over whatever I got now? Then everybody was making me want to go get another shot and go get tested. I'm sick right now. I'm not going to a hospital to make people sick to get tested when I know I'm sick. I have neurological problems. That's found out it's from COVID leftovers. I've had COVID 5 times since 2020, and I've survived it. The worst bugs, I mean, the cough. I had a cough that went on for so long, I had bought the Ricola display package with all those, and I'd have to put them in my cheek like a squirrel when I went to bed. And on top of it, having the telepathy telling you you're going to die. Oh, not just lovely. They're sweet. I don't watch the news very often, too. Well,
do you play a mean drum roll?
do I play a mean drum roll?
Yeah.
No, I have a drummer that comes in and does a session for me. He works for Drummer and Drummer. That a good one? Anybody have any questions? Any new people want to speak? It's your turn to shine. It's always the same people on the other calls. Don't let you talk. I'll let you talk. So we'll have to make Marcus be quiet for a minute. Marcus, be quiet. Let some new people talk. New people, come on in.
Okay, bring your sleeping bags and tents.
Mute.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Are you a new person?
Yes, I'm a new people.
Hey, welcome. Hi.
I am Jen, and I'm in Missouri.
Jen in Missouri. Okay, welcome to the call.
Yeah. When you talked about, telepathy in the third eye, I basically formed a picture of how severely shut down I've been for very many years now.
Yeah.
I'm sort of veteran TI, and I wanted to ask you, what do you call the forced visuals? Is that DARPA? Do you know what forced visuals are?
I'm not familiar with that, but I know of DARPA, yes.
Yeah. Well, the forced dreams is...
forced dreams, yes. I didn't know DARPA was involved in forced dreams. I know the Chinese were involved in that centuries ago.
Well, yeah, forced dreams are really awful. I mean, I
have them every night. They are disgusting representations of my mother and father that don't even match.
Yeah. Well, I basically see a lot of my ill health comes from my brain not being able to turn over things that happen to me all day because I'm getting forced dreams all night.
Yeah.
And the loss of amino acids, because my brain cells can't turn over, steals amino acids from my muscles. And on top of that, combined with electronic harassment, I'm just turned into a stick. It looks like, my butt cheeks look like somebody popped them. I mean, it's really difficult, because I'm already small. So I sleep on rubber, and that has helped a little bit with the electronic harassment.
It's funny you bring that up because my buttocks has lost a lot of weight where my sciatica fired up because of it.
Yeah. Oh, they've definitely
I don't know if it was from the COVID or this or the vaccines, but I went down the tube and lost like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I know I can't. I have to have matter of fact, I can barely sit right now. It's horrible, and I didn't have that before. Yeah. And you get the pain too, the pain in the body.
The electronic harassment is when there's like a current running through you,
Right.
and you can't sleep for nothing. You cannot sleep for anything.
Yeah, this is my fourth night of sleep deprivation.
Yeah, it's real hard. I used to take valerian to help
valerian root. Yeah, I used to try that, but I'd leave it in the garage because it was so smelly.
Well, yeah, they do. It does smell. It does have a distinct smell. But anyway, my dream is just to be able to dream again. And we used to talk about that on the Mind Control Forum back in the 90s, with Eleanor White.
Eleanor White endorses us and listens in every weekend, and so say hello to her right now.
Okay, hi. Hello, Eleanor.
I'll let her know you said hi.
I'm the lady that had the child custody issue, and I've been hanging in there. I remember reading that. Yeah, Cheryl Welsh, who I just contacted, and she says she's okay and says hello. Cheryl Welsh and Raven One, Eleanor White are the only two people I knew in 2002 that I contacted, and their websites were all I had. Yeah. I mean, Eleanor, I remember Cheryl Welsh, but Eleanor was one of the few people out there. And then, nowadays you look around and it's like, it's overwhelming how many conference calls there are and support groups. And, I didn't have any of this. And
neither did I.
Yeah, and it was like, I was thoroughly alone for the first year. I knew I didn't have enough information to try to make a police report, and of course I just was silent for a long time. It was just, I don't know how.
Well, I couldn't go to the police because the sheriffs were involved in the police. Through a DA that lived across the street. This guy was an alcoholic recovering and building his way back up, so he got a crappy job at the DA, which pays $13,000 a year, and I guess he got some type of federal funding to snitch me out. All right, after 9/11 it happened. The voices started, the telepathy right in my hallway, right after 9/11, January. So, sound familiar? You've read that in the forums as I have.
Yeah. Well, we all know. I think most of us know what 9/11 was all about.
That's when my targeting started in 1980, but it became overt in 2002.
Yeah. Well, the police have martial law, and sometimes they flaunt it. A lot of my misery has been through law enforcement.
Mine too in the past. Yeah, apparently during the riots in the 60s, they developed a program that I found out about. So it wasn't the DOJ COPS program, which is Community Oriented Police Service. It was before that. So they've actually had some type of network.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Hello?
HC, did you want to comment?
Yeah, I wanted to ask her. She said Jen said she used to use valerian. Does that mean she doesn't use valerian anymore, or what?
I've went through some real bad torture scripts and some electronic harassment, and I went out to a clinic and I got myself some trazodone. I don't like trazodone.
For sleeping, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like trazodone. I was desperate at the time. They're 50 milligrams and I break them in half.
Right, they make you sleepy. It makes me sleepy in the morning, but the dreams make me angry in the morning, so I have to take a Respirodol when I go to bed. And sometimes I have to take a Respirodol, which is not good for you. It's an antipsychotic, but it shuts my brain down so I can sleep sometimes.
Wow.
It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Better limit your chemicals if you can. I'm all for it. I don't think I think if we could use whatever tools that are available to us, to counter this so we can get some relief, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Eastern medicine, a little Western medicine, a little medical medicine.
Yeah. I just I try to be herbal as much as possible, and I've got more intense stuff if I need it, and I just to know it's there. And but yeah, I've been on some real bad torture scripts in this town that I'm in along the Missouri River, and really, really bad. It's really, really bad here.
I believe it. I've heard stories about that state.
Yeah, vigilante groups are just really bad here in this town. And I'm in Washington, Missouri. It's not. It could be really nice. But Franklin County is bad news here, and I'm wanting to move. Hopefully, I'm going to find a better place. But anyway, I would love to be able to stop forced visuals. I mean, it's perverse when you're on a torture script, and then
it's a sex and death theme. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they'll turn up the
and
visual.
Law and Order, and Sex and Death is what I get.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I found. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
no,
well,
I just had another question. Whenever you're done.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to stay along the same subject matter. I found some relief in putting neodyme magnets on my
neodyme magnets. Okay, we forgot about those. We need to read. Dwight Magnum discusses and sells those. Yeah, tell us more about them. How do they work for you?
Well, I found.
On your what?
Hold on, HC. Go ahead.
I found relief against the perverse visuals. That are on high speed.
Right.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just picked it up like God was telling me. I just picked up this neodyme magnet and I put it near my third eye.
Right.
Like between my eyebrows.
The frontal lobe area, right.
It cut out.
Wow.
Wow, really?
Wow.
Did you hear that, HC?
It did. And of course now they've turned it up. And I've got to have at least two of them stuck together. And there were times when, I actually put three of them together.
Do what you got to do. It doesn't matter what you got to do, to get relief.
Yeah. There's another a veteran who is raving about these really super power magnets and placing one on your head.
Are those the Japanese ones that were really super extremely powerful I heard of?
Well, I don't know if they're the Japanese ones. I just know we talked about them back in the 90s, and I forgot about them.
Oh my! Well, I hope you come back here more to talk about the 90s and now, because actually I went back to the beginning. I'm going to the beginning so I can teach the new people about the past. And one of the things was the John Ginter interview at San Quentin, where Cheryl Welsh interviewed him, and they were using the mind device and talking in his head in the behavioral center, while Johnny Cash is singing on the stage practically. Johnny Cash went to that prison and sang a song about how the prison. Yeah, he went to. I think he stayed in Folsom, and then he went to this prison near San Francisco and made a song about San Quentin and how it SUCKS's. So yeah, crazy. Yeah. And that was in '67 when the guy was getting voices in his head. So yeah, we got to go back to go forward.
Yeah. A lot of new TIs they're not grasping what's happening to them, and they don't know how to explain it. Of course, it took me years to be able to, break things down and explain things, because your mind is it's being, whisked up, and it's really hard to communicate, and you're just knocked off your feet. I mean, when my harassment got turned on, it was all designed to just completely knock you over and overwhelm you and overtake you.
I remember the first 2 years was really hard, but thanks to Eleanor White and Cheryl Welsh and someone named Braveheart had a site, and that saved me.
Yeah, I don't remember them. I mean, you know, the earlier days of the Mind Control Forum had some great people on there.
Yeah. And if you go to the Wayback Machine, go back to Wayback Machine archive.org, and you can look at it again. It's still there. You can read
Wayback.
Go to archive. Go to archive.org. Archive.org. Yes, it's called the Wayback Machine, and they archive that complete site, and you can type it into the URL search and find it again. Just type it in as close as you can, and you'll find that site. I looked at it the other day.
It's archive.com, you said?
No, .org. It's archive.org. It's an archive organization in San Francisco. They archive the entire internet. They have billions of websites saved.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a San Francisco thing. Back in the 97 they started up. So they've got almost every site. My first website I did was in 99, and they have it. So I could go back to my first website design through archive.org. Check it out.
I'll check it out because those early days I found, you know, people were putting the most incredible research that was online. I mean, it was still out there. It was like a military essay on the war on families and taking over the elements. And I archived the stuff, and of course, I was sent a Trojan horse virus, and it was lost. And I was pretty much a greenhorn on the computer. I'd never.
One of the things I teach people is always print things out or have a paper copy. All my diaries, I've written everything down, one page every time since 2003, and I use those dollar store books with those big pens, and I put them everywhere. Don't rely on a computer, because that's how they get you. Then you can you can use a hand scanner, and if you write your diary in clear letters, you can scan it with the scanner later and then make it digital. Okay? I used to work in tech. I'm a retired tech worker from Silicon Valley. Yeah,
Where do you get?
Amazon has them. If you had a letter, you can scan it and it'll make a copy. If you have a handwritten letter that's clear enough, it'll make it into words and into a file.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm writing this down here. Okay. It would be Amazon.
Or any place.
Okay. Let's see. There's some software called Dragon Naturally Speaking. Have you ever?
Oh yeah, Dragonfly. Yeah, you could read your diary into the Dragonfly too.
Or
you can make a diary with you can make a diary with your Dragonfly and then print it out, and you have a paper copy. So you can go either way, whatever direction. Just make Dragonfly, I think. Yeah.
A dragon, I mean, if I Google Dragonfly, a speech recognized typing program. Dragonfly speech.
Speech recognition to typing to text. Speech to text.
Okay.
Sorry, I was sleep deprived. I've been barely hanging in there. I still did pretty good, though. I'm sure glad you made it. You're like one of the people I did this call for because, all the old folks like us never got a word in. So, this is recorded, and so don't use the last name or any more information other than that. I put it on BitChute, and that's the only place it'll ever go for posterity, so you can go there and reference it if you want. I'll have it on my website, TargetedWest.com.
Okay. All righty. Well,
and I have another
think
question for Jen.
Yeah.
Whenever. Okay. Yeah, because you said that about the neodymium on your like above your third eye or where your third eye is. Okay, and then you said you need to double it. Obviously, double the strength because I have to do that now on certain areas of my body, not the third eye. But so does the doubling work? Also, cancel it out.
Neodyme.
Well,
yeah.
I started
Do you put them
out
on top of each other or next to each other?
I put them next to each other.
Okay, thank you. Do you hear that,
And,
HC?
I thought you meant on top of each other.
No, and
okay, but either way,
because they'll pull from each other if you did that.
Either way, I'm asking Jen. So does it work to put two of them there?
Well, that's more umpta, you know. I mean, I started out with one, and they weren't counting on me doing that, and it was like, zap, you're gone.
Yeah.
And it was great. But they turn it up, you know. It's just like what White, what Eleanor used to say, if you block, they're just going to turn it up. Well, she had more security than I've got. You know, for years I was alone. And when I learned to block, I was very upset that I went through years without blocking because I was tortured so bad, you know, abused so badly.
Okay, but you haven't answered my question yet.
You have two neodyme magnets next to each other, and you place that between a little higher up, close to the third eye, actually. And I think that's the pituitary gland. Isn't that?
I don't know, but did it work?
Yeah, it works.
Does it? Okay. That's what when you had to increase it to 2, that's when I couldn't catch if it still worked. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we're going to wrap this recording up. Thank you both for participating in Marcus. I'm going to turn the recording off, and then we can talk freely. Thank you, BitChute watchers and people on my website, TargetedWest.com, for watching this. Please click like and subscribe on BitChute. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.